This session, session number 3, I'm going to talk to you about a subject that I'm asked to talk about all over the world. It's very interesting in this subject because I thought that this subject was something that was very normal. I thought that it was something that people did every day and people wanted to do every day, but I discovered that it really wasn't quite as normal as I thought it was, and the more people that I speak to, they show me and prove to me that it's not a normal subject. And that subject for this session is called excellence. And our title for this session is called Reaching for the Extraordinary. Now this session I want to lay a foundation. This foundation that I want to delve into is what excellence really is. It's a subject. It's something that not everyone really has. It's something that people need to pursue. They need to look after, and they need to kind of put their lives in order that go around those things. But what excellence, what is it really? And how do we walk in it? And why is it important for us to pursue it? Now you need to ask yourself this question in order to receive the greatest return on your life investment. Do I continue to excel, or am I continuing to excel toward my 100% potential? Am I doing that? How do I do that? How can I make that happen? How can I really get to a place to where I can really fulfill 100% of what I can today? You see, every moment has within it the possibility of changing not only your future, but the future of everyone that's around you. It can almost be unraveled. It can be opened like a can. It can be squeezed like a grape. It can give forth nectar like an orange. That's the way life really is. But it only gets better when what you do is you begin to pursue a particular subject, a particular portion of it. There are a lot of people that drive cars, but there are only a few people that want to keep their car nice enough to cause them to be able to qualify for a better one. You see, very few people really understand how to go beyond where they are right now. And we go beyond where we are right now by beginning to excel in the situation that we're presently in, not just continue to look for something that's new. You see, when you make the choice to continually strive to excel, something happens on the inside of you. When you make that choice to become better than the rest, when you make the choice to become better than you were, something happens down on the inside of you. Perhaps you've already taken the necessary steps to reach that level. Perhaps you've already done so. Or you may be the biggest fish in your pond, but that doesn't mean you're big at all. Just because you're making the best amount of money or the most money of the people that are around you doesn't mean you're making the most money that you possibly can make, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the best that there is. Because if you remember, I've already told you something that's so important for you to know is that now the world is without borders. It's without fences. The internet takes you everywhere. Cell phones, you can do anything with a cell phone, a PDA, electronic email. You can get your emails to you, plucked in your ear as soon as that they come, changed from print over into voice. You can have anything that you need to have in order to become. And let me help you. There's somebody who just might be a little hungrier than you. There's somebody who's willing to shave off 1 percentage point and not shave off 1 percentage point of the quality. Have you come to a place where you have fulfilled 100% of your potential? Your potential is important. There are people in this room that you got A's in class, but your teacher would tell your parents how you coasted and how you really didn't apply yourself to the things that you should have. And then there are people in this room that you got D's in class, and your teacher would tell your parents that you were trying so hard that you did the best that you could do, and that was a great grade for you to get. Why? Because of potential. You see, if I go into a room filled with scientists, and yet I still am able to hold my own when we begin to discuss things, that means that I'm really fulfilling my potential. But yet, they may not necessarily be. So are you really fulfilling 100% of your potential? Now, do you know what happens to a person when they reach that point of 100% of their potential? They begin to go off into something new. They begin to go off into becoming better at what they do. Now, let me give you this principle. The curse of success is compromise. The curse of success is compromise. What happens to a person when they begin to be successful? They begin to become lazy. They begin to not show up like they used to not think things were quite as important as they used to think. They begin to let little details go when they begin to be successful. They begin to be cocky because now they think that making money actually causes them to be a better person, and it really doesn't at all, because they quit trying when you begin to make money. When you begin to make money, all of a sudden you think that you don't need anybody, and you begin to think that that's who you are as a big money maker. And the curse of success is compromise. It's compromise. When a person begins to be successful, the curse, the underside, the underbelly of success is you have to watch yourself that you don't begin to compromise. How many products have we ever seen that have come to market, and as soon as everyone started buying them, they began to cut corners? All of a sudden, it wasn't quite as good as it used to be. And what happened was you began to live in your memory of the way that it used to be instead of the way that it is right now. You see, the curse of success is compromise. All of a sudden now, you're not quite getting as much in the tube as you used to get, and you're actually paying more to be able to get it. And you have to know about that the curse of success is compromise. Let me tell you what excellence is, because I think that this is really important at this point, is that excellence is the attention to detail that gives rise to superior performance, which leads to success in life. Excellence is the attention to detail. One of the biggest things that you can ever do if you want to be promoted in life in any area is you can begin to be detail-oriented. The reason why that's so important is because very few people really touch all the bases. Very few individuals really look for the small things. Very few individuals kind of think about big things. It's true in society in general. Men are always big thing thinkers. They think that women want big things, and women are just so excited about being able to get a flower. They think a flower is just like the end of the moon. I mean, they're just, you give them a flower and they think it's beautiful. When I was in Indonesia just recently, one of the things that was said, because what I did was, in teaching a particular meeting that had all women at it, what I decided to do was I decided to give every woman that came to this meeting, I gave them a rose. Well, they said that, this was so strange because Indonesian men don't send flowers. I said, well, let me prove something to you, gentlemen, because they said, oh, women don't care about flowers. I said, let me prove something to you. So I asked the ladies, I said, tell me, ladies, how many of you really love flowers? Every one of them raised their hand. Because, see, men think about big things, but women think about little things. It's the details that they care about. You see, and that's what excellence really is. What makes you different than another person? It's your attention to detail. It's your details. It's that you didn't forget. It's that you remembered. Oh, you remembered. Yes, I remembered. I'll never forget. That's what makes you different, is that excellence is the attention to detail that causes something to happen. When you begin to have attention to detail, you all of a sudden have a better performance than other people when you begin to give attention to detail. And then, interestingly enough, is that it gives place to success. It produces success. When you become detail-oriented, you begin to be different than others, and your difference from others begins to cause success to happen.